I'm really excited to share with you our Christmas with a Cause campaign entitled Building Hope for Cuba. This year we'll be focusing on 4 initiatives in Cuba. Number 1, resourcing a facility for children with disabilities and their families. Secondly, we'll be building greenhouses in the community that will enable people to become more economically self-sufficient. We will also be finishing a ministry retreat center and a ministry training center for international ministry teams and for national pastors. And finally, we'll be supporting 2 exciting church plants.
To be a Christian in Cuba, have the challenges, living there like, let's say, like get the daily bread, sometimes facing some misunderstanding with people who are, they are believers, but they consider us sometimes as a fanatic. Well, Cuba is still a communist nation. I mean, the government just changing the constitution right now. In the constitution say that you can practice any religion, like the US Constitution, you can practice a religion or not practice a religion. So it's some challenges, that we have dealing every day as Christians in Cuba.
What touched my heart was the hunger and thirst for God that the Cuban people have. The Christians that we were around are in full revival. They have a hunger for the Lord. They love God. The amazing thing is they are so poor that the best thing that's going is the Lord and what is happening in their church. And when they pray, God comes. The Spirit of God comes. He hears their prayers. You see Him visibly move in the congregation. It was a very uplifting experience.
I think what touched my heart the most was an awareness of the oppression under which the Cuban Christians live, and how that in living in Cuba as a Christian, that by choosing Christ, they're also choosing to give up benefits that are available to others. It's choosing a life that is going to bring discrimination. For pastors, it's possibly knowing that you could be unjustly incarcerated and be separated from your family. And so it was that oppression that came to mind. When I was in Cuba, before going to Cuba, I'll say that I'd heard of the persecuted church. But while I was in Cuba, I began to put names and faces to the persecuted church.
Everyone that we came across just touched my heart so, and just their generosity. I can't imagine holding back on anything that I could offer to them, because they held back on nothing that they offered to us when we were there. So, I mean, I feel like we need to extend that right back to them and just show them the love back that they showed for us.
As the Christians in Cuba, they don't grow up with the understanding that American Christians will support them and love them. They grow up with the idea that America doesn't love them, that they're all on their own, and that's just not the case. We support them, we want to be there, we want to support them, we want to help them, and I think it's a great way to do that through Christmas with a Cause.
Well, the Bible says that to whom much is given, much is required. We've been given so much in this country. I've been given so much personally. And I want to use those resources that I've been given to honor the Lord. And I want to stand among my brothers and sisters in Hope Church and hear the Master one day say, "Well done, good and faithful servant."
Would you please join us in building hope for Cuba by joining us in prayer, spreading the word, and giving sacrificially? Visit us at hopeinDayton.org.